Embedded system architecture. Embedded system contains 5 basic elements. First one is system core. System core. System core is used for processing the instructions. So examples: microprocessor, microcontrollers, and so. Second one is memory for storing the instructions. Third one, input devices and output devices which are used to interact with the external world. Input devices gathering the information and give to the processor. So based on the condition that will control the out, it generates the control signals which will control the output devices. Along with these three, it contains additional hardware circuits to perform additional operations. Means watchdog timer, monitor the system. If any malfunction is there, it generates the reset signal. Timer provides the timing reference to the all applications like counting or alarms and so on. Next, analog to digital converters, which converts the analog information to digital like that. We are using additional hardware circuits to perform the additional operations. For connecting all these things means transferring the data from processor to memory or memory to processor or processor to input devices or input device to processor or system core to output devices or system core to additional hardware. For communicating all these things, it contains communication interfaces which provides the communication among the all these devices. So first, embedded system, to do the particular job, we had to add the decision making to the hardware. We are designing some instruction, that is firmware, that is loaded in the memory, and those instructions will be executed by the processor and based on the conditions which control the output devices. For communicating all these things by using communication interfaces. So embedded system architecture contains 5 basic elements. First one is system core, which executes the instructions. The system core components may be microprocessor, microcontroller, digital signal processor. Next, application specific integrated circuits are programmable logic array, programmable array logic, complex programmable logic devices, field programmable gate arrays, or system on chips or programmable system on chips, and commercial off the shelf components. We can use any one of these core component as the processing element in our embedded system. That system core component may be microprocessor or microcontroller or digital signal processor. Next, application specific integrated circuit or application specific standard product or programmable logic array, programmable array logic, or complex programmable logic devices CPLD or FPGA field programmable gate arrays and programmable system on chips or commercial off the shelf components. So we can use any one of these core components in our design to execute the instructions. Next, memory. We can use different types of memory devices for storing the instructions. That there are two types mainly. One is primary memory, another one is secondary memory. Primary memory is store the data temporarily. That means whenever the power is off, the data will be erased. The type of memory is called primary memory. The primary memory may be static random access memory or dynamic random access memory or FRAM, ferroelectric random access memory. Nowadays we are using FRAM to provide speed read and write operations. We are using FRAM. Next, secondary memory, that is used to store the data permanently. Even the power is turned off, the data is saved. The secondary memory devices are masked RAM or one-time programmable read-only memory or erasable programmable read-only memory or electrically erasable programmable read-only memory or flash memory or non-volatile random access memory. We can use any one of these memory devices in our embedded system design to store the instructions. We can use SRAM or DRAM or FRAM in the RAM primary memory, or we can use masked RAM, OTP, PRAM, EPRAM, E square PRAM, flash memory or NVRAM, any one of this one for storing the instructions. Next, input devices. Input devices which are interact with the external world and gather the input information. The input devices may be keypad or touch screen or push buttons or sensors. Sensor is a transducer which converts analog information into electronic signal, like temperature sensor, pressure sensor, or different types of sensors. Next, that is kind of giving to the system core, then which process that instructions and store the instructions. So based on the conditions, if any condition occur, it generates the control signal that is giving to the output devices. The output devices may be speakers for giving the audio, monitors for displaying the information like LCD, LED, TVs, televisions, or actuators. Actuator is a one type of transducer which converts electronic signal into physical changes in the output devices, like escalator starting or closing or stopping, or automatic door open or close. Open the door whenever any person coming to the nearer to the door, or close the door whenever persons move away from the door, like controlling the doors, open the door or close the door. That control will be happened by using actuator, like that. Next, additional hardware circuits. So to perform the additional operations in embedded system, we are using different types of additional hardware. Real-time clock provide the timing reference, and watchdog timer continuously monitor the system to avoid the malfunctions. If any malfunction is there, it will generate the reset signal. Or analog digital conversions, or comparators, comparing the values and generate the corresponding outputs, pulse width modulation circuits, and so on. Next, communication devices. So here communication devices are two types. One is which provides the communication among within the printed circuit board. That means which transfer the data from one device to another device within the PCB, printed circuit board. That type of communication we call onboard communication. If the communication device transfer the data from PCB to external devices, that type of communication is called off-board communication. So on-board communication, off-board communication. Based on our application, we may use on-board communication devices or off-board communication devices. The on-board communication devices are I2C, inter-integrated circuits, serial peripheral interfaces, or UART, universal asynchronous receiver and transmitter, and one-way communication. Similarly, off-board communications are again serial and parallel. In serial, wired and wireless. That wired communications are RS-232 cable, 484 cable, or USB cable, or Ethernet IEEE 1394 cable, or CAN, control area network, the CAN LIN, local interconnect. So there is an automotive domain. CAN LIN, MOST, media oriented system transport. MOST, FlexRay. These are used in automotive communications, which provides the fast data rates. That means 1 Mbps, 2 Mbps. FlexRay provides 12 Mbps data rate. These are the wired communications. Wireless communications are like our mobile phone. If you look at the mobile phones, you can check infrared signal to transfer the data. Bluetooth. Nowadays they have so many Bluetooth headsets or Bluetooth audio players or Bluetooth devices. So many devices are there. Bluetooth headset like that. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Zigbee, GPRS, RF waves, radio frequency, RFID tag. So in the ID tag, simply one scan that one, automatically it will get the auto information. RFID. These are the wireless communications. Similarly, parallel communications. So printers, at a time it will take multiple data. Serial communication means it will transmit bit by bit, and at a time it transmit 1 bit data. In case of parallel communication, we are transmitting multiple bits, that may be 8 bit at a time or 16 bit at a time. That is the printer cable width capacity. So like that, we are using different types of communication devices. Based on our application, we may use any one of the or some few communication devices in our embedded system. So like that, embedded system contains 5 basic elements. First, system core, executing the instructions. Memory devices, storing the instructions. Input devices, gather the input information from the external environment. Output devices, control the output devices based on the condition we define. Additional hardware circuits, which provide additional features. Next, communication, which provide connecting all the 4 elements.